Hello, and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' fifth-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
Welcome, listeners. This is, me.
I'm the other one, and,
Boat Talk.
Boat
This,
Talk.
this is Boat Talk. Let me catch you up to speed here, because for me and my brother, it's been a pretty rough and tumble year doing Boat Talk. At the beginning of this season, there was a lot of market research done and focus grouping on behalf of WRYAT. They said Boat Talk needed to appeal to a hipper, younger demo. They assigned us the names Flip and Flop, erasing our God-given names, or chosen names, however you want to look at it. And with those name changes came lots of changes to the show. We got a lot of ad reads we had to do to target that specific 18 to 39-year-old key demo who I don't think many of them are upwardly mobile enough to be able to afford boats, but whatever, that's what we had to do. And in the process, we've forgotten a lot about boats. We've forgotten a lot about each other. We've even forgotten our names.
and much like Daniel Day-Lewis, they have forced us to get really into character. So we keep weird hours now. They make us go to weird clubs, and I don't think I've slept in 7 days.
Yeah, we've been having to, and every time we keep trying to go to sleep, they pump us up with some of those truckers' pep pills. And, you know, it seems like a health violation, but we ain't got a union, so I think they're trying to make us to forget that we're trying to unionize, but that's kind of the only thing I remember, since we're now sort of been reduced to just nameless faces for the WRYAT machine, forced to pump out content on a unbelievably insane basis for very little return.
But from what they told us, being nameless and anonymous, I can't even say words now.
Not erroneous, erogenous. Be nameless and anonymous, not anonymous.
If we join a union, we will be no longer have names, much like we're in this situation now, where I don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
But they said a union, we would just be a number, and a cog in the machine.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So anyway, well, before we get to today's ad read for a new Zoomer-focused phone that can only do TikTok, that the manufacturer describes as straight bussing, we're going to need to go ahead and no cap take a call. So that's what we do on the show. But as stated...
I don't have the energy to make a call. We need to call somebody else. Look, I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't mess up the algorithm. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Yeah,
I
no.
just need to talk to somebody.
Well, that's okay, because, see, I got this TikTok phone here, and I do see that, I don't know if it's my phone or whoever else's, but there is one contact listed, and it says Cousin Lionel. So I assume if it says Cousin Lionel, that cousin's related to us, and maybe he could have some sort of I don't know, shed some light on the situation about who we were before we were only Boat Talk. It could only ever be Boat Talk. It could never be anything again. So yeah, I'll get them a call. Flipping the script. That's neat. Usually we take a call. Oh, he picked up.
Well. If it isn't my two favorite cousins calling from their fancy schmancy radio show. What, you finally needed help of good old cousin Lionel? But what's going on? Normally, don't people call you guys for help?
Yeah, that's correct, Lionel. But we got something we got to run by my brother and I here.
What we're trying to figure out, though, is who are we? We don't even remember our own names right now, Cousin Lionel. We just need your help right now. We need you to tell us a bit of our identity so we can reclaim said identity and understand where we came from.
We're in an existential quandary, Lionel. We could really use your help seeing our way out of it.
some kind of joke, some kind of family prank?
No, this is the hierarchy of needs right now, okay? I got food, I got shelter. I just don't know who I am.
All I know is that we're just workers for WRYAT, grist for the mill. We're oiling the machinery of WRYAT with our blood to create content. We used to have names, we used to be people, we used to do things or enjoy life or have hobbies. I don't know what my interests are. Can you help us, Lionel, please?
Well, I'll give you some hints. Your names are Tweedledee and Tweedledummer. And, well, another hint, you used to love boat stuff, but to be honest, I'm kind of hesitant to help you guys. Every time you guys reach out, some shit usually happens. It affects more than just, a local populace.
Like, what kind of stuff? Like, can you give us an identifier of any sorts of the things that we might have done that sets us apart from the rest of this corporate world?
Well, partly the supernatural stuff. Actually, mostly the supernatural stuff. It's always, help us with the gargoyle, Cousin Lionel. Help us save the world, Cousin Lionel. And boys, I got a family. I just don't got time for this.
Well, that doesn't sound much like boats. I mean, if we were really calling you and talking about the supernatural, I would imagine we'd strayed pretty far from our original premise, which I don't think my brother and I would be legally allowed to do.
Listen, guys, can you just lose this number and never call me back?
Come on, man. Can you give us something, though, to work with, Lionel, please? I mean, what we mean to you as kids is something. I mean, it seems like you got a chip on your shoulder. I'm not trying to stick anybody supernatural on you. Just, if you could tell us who we are, we will never talk to you again. And that is a Boat Talk brother promise.
Yeah. They removed our driver's license and any form of identifiers.
They burned off our goddamn fingerprints.
They took away my Danny's frequent flyer card.
Now that I think about it, Mom and Dad usually kept me away from you guys, and it sounds like there was a reason for that, this being exactly such. So, as I said, you could go ahead and delete this number, boys, and good luck with your little boat show and whatever prank you're trying to pull.
Well, he hung up. I don't have any other numbers in this TikTok phone. So,
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Well, we have the union vote coming up. That's very exciting. If you work for WRYAT or care about it in any way, please send out one of your little hashtags on the on your TikTok there to say Union Yes.
I please do the DMs, I guess Dungeon Masters or whatever it is, and let us know if you have any idea of who we are, any kind of indicator, what just my name is, what letter does it start with. I would just.
Yeah, if you're a dungeon master, you gotta know our traits or something, or our backstory, or what we're skilled at. Skilled labor, we be in a union. Please. Okay, the algorithm has generated a new sign-off line for us.
What is it this time?
See you in Biloxi.
And what's mine?
See you in Biloxi. Now you say it.
Okay, see you in Biloxi.
See you in Biloxi. Oh, yeah, the thing that's coming up. The Himby-Jimby thing.
Wait a minute, it's starting to come back to me now.
Yeah, see you in Biloxi.
See you in Biloxi.
Can we say that?
I don't know. It just sounds too close to something they kept yelling, shocking us at whatever we said.
Yeah. Well, next time.
Oh, God.
This has been a long time.
See you in Biloxi.
They say when you find the one that the world seems to stop. That when you find your soulmate, there is a spark of electricity that surges through you. That true love should be celebrated with fireworks, air horns, Rottweiler dogs, and a tasty 48-pack of ice-cold Pud beer while standing in front of your loved one's parents' house at 4 a.m. Pud beer. Every time Tammy says no to your wedding proposal, she's still saying yes to watching the kids during the week.
Welcome, late night listeners, to another erotic edition of the Kink and Taint Club, a weekly advice column where I, Debbie Doolittle, WRYAT's resident sexpert, answer your most titillating and intimate questions. Nothing is off limits. From missionary to cowgirl, from monogamy to filing taxes jointly, we want to hear it all. For questions on relationships, sex, or anything else, please email me, Debbie Doolittle, at Debbie_Doolittle_01 at hotmail.com. Now that the foreplay is out of the way, let's get down to business, shall we? Today's email comes from Eric Walker in sensual Slidell. Eric writes, Dear Debbie, my girlfriend Molly and I have been together for almost a year now, and we have a very active and healthy sex life. But with our anniversary on the horizon, we're both looking to spice things up in the bedroom. Do you have any recommendations on advanced positions we could try out? We're open to anything, and I mean anything. Don't hold back. We know you know a lot about sex, and we appreciate you sharing some of that knowledge with us. Thanks in advance, Eric Walker. P.S. Please address me as anonymous on the show. Do not use my real name or Molly's. Thanks. Well, Eric, I mean, anonymous. If you and your girlfriend are looking for some scintillating advanced sex advice, then you both came to the right place. Adventurous action is the name of the game here on the Kink and Taint Club. And after listening to tonight's column, I know you and Molly... your girlfriend will both be ready to get in that bedroom and take things to the next level. So, here we are. I'm sure you're both already well aware of the missionary position, aka the tried and true, where one partner lies on their back and the other partner lies face down on top of them, and you both go from there. Super easy position to nail, simple and to the point. Since you two are looking to add some extra kick to the proceedings, though, I know that regular old missionary isn't exactly what you're looking for. However, since you've only been together for almost a year, you're probably not ready to make the jump to the big leagues just yet. After all, how many times can a new couple have sex in a year anyway? You're probably both at what, 20, 25 times max? As a certified sexpert, I wouldn't recommend any more advanced positions until you've had sex with each other at least 100 times. And you may not even get there with that number being at least 4, maybe 5 years into a long-term relationship. And by that point, you may not even want to end your missionary trip. I mean, why try to fix what ain't broke, right? Now, as someone who is experienced in virtually every position known to sex kind, I see no reason for you to feel like you have to rock the boat while you're rocking that Casbah this early into what will hopefully be a fruitful and long coupling. Missionary became the get-off go-to a long time ago for this reason. In fact, some people, like you and your girlfriend, anonymously, not sexperts like me, but for some people, missionary is the only position that has ever really yielded consistent results. And did you know that it is also super versatile? Seriously, missionary gives you the best access to all the erogenous zones, nips, ears, neck, you name it. It allows for the most flexibility with stability to regard to your body's rhythm and its angles, and provides more opportunity for constant feedback than any other position. I mean, face to face forever and ever. I mean, hey, we got it right the first try. Why are we trying to be more adventurous here? Is it just to make couples like you, anonymously, feel insecure? Well, I mean, I don't think you should, and I don't feel insecure, and I'm the certified sexpert. So why should any of us waste our time worrying about a big, wide, sexual Disney World when we have a nice, limited, safely sexual Six Flags of our own right here at home? Sometimes you just have to look directly at your partner in the eye and calmly yet firmly explain to them that your little Six Flags, sex flags, am I right, is what works for you right now, has worked for you for years, and will continue to work for you well into the future when all that's left of the boning is just bones. So my advice to you, anonymous Eric and girlfriend Molly, is that if you two want to stick together, then you'll want to stick to what you know. At least until you've had sex with each other over 100 times, at which point you may once again seek my coitus counsel for more advanced tips and tricks. And it is my sincerest and sexiest wish that you both reach that magic 100 sometime over the ensuing half-decade. No rush, though. Just as life as well as in sex. I've been Debbie Doolittle, and this has been yet another entry into the King and Tame Club, where your most curious questions about intimacy are always satisfied by the penetrating insight of my sexpert certified answers. Good night, and pleasant pleasurings to you all.
We now pause this programming for station identification and remind you that you are tuned in to New Orleans' own WRYAT Pirate Radio. Learn more about our programming online at WRYATradio.com and follow us on Instagram at WRYATradio. As always, you can listen to this and previous radio broadcasts on YouTube, Spotify, or anywhere else you download or stream podcasts. Thank you for tuning in to WRYAT New Orleans Pirate Radio.
Welcome back, folks, to Noon on the North Shore, a roundtable where we spotlight local businesses impacting the business of the North Shore. I am Ian Manister Dershowitz Davenport, and we are finishing up our conversation with Annie Laplace. She's the owner of the Den of Love, a local sex-positive sex shop. Annie, right before the break, you were telling us about ways that you've been helping residents at the North Shore get more in touch with their sexy side.
You're exactly right, Ian. See, at the Den of Love, we want people to feel not embarrassed when they talk about sex. We want them to feel good about themselves and allow couples to experiment with their sexuality in non-judgmental ways.
Oh, well, that's just wonderful, Annie. What a positive way to look at something that's so fundamentally natural. But I do have to ask, how does it feel to make people feel good about themselves?
It's the most gratifying feeling.
I do sexy stuff.
Excuse me?
I do sexy stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice you just heard is from Gus Godai of Godai Automotive Repair. Gus, be patient, buddy. We're getting to you next.
At work, I take my socket wrench and I twirl it around like it's my penis.
That's great, Gus.
Yeah. I spin it around and around so it clicks, and I pretend that I'm a robot with a giant boner. And I put oil on the tip, so as I spin it, the oil gets everywhere, as if I'm having a massive robot orgasm.
Ha. Real funny, Gus. But let's try and focus more on what each of our own businesses does. You are a mechanic, so you work on cars. Annie runs a sex shop, and she educates people on sexual health. You see, they're totally different jobs.
Well, and sometimes I like to take my jumpsuit up so that I blast huge farts in my overalls, and I like to sit in people's cars and pretend that I'm an astronaut. And that the only way I could survive on the planet of robot penises is by saving my Earthman farts in my NASA suit.
Oof. Well, Ian, I guess everyone can't have sexy jobs like some of Gus. I mean, us.
Real Freudian slip there from the sex lady. Wait, Gus, hold on. Your mic's still on. Wait.
Go away!
Hey, pal. I couldn't help but hear you crying there. Are you okay?
It's nothing. No, I'm just a stupid mechanic and going around telling people that when I'm rubbing antifreeze on my nipples, it's because I'm trying to pretend it's robot penis lube. And I'm trying to save a dying species as a sexy ambassador Earth, but apparently I'm not sexy enough.
What? They said you weren't sexy?
No, not exactly. But they did say my job wasn't sexy.
Hey, I do a lot of traveling, and it's lonely out there. But if there is one thing I learned, is that every job can be sexy to someone. And no matter what anyone says, you should be sexy for yourself, not for others. It's about liking yourself first.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Thank you. Look, I can see that you lost your hand or something as you stick your tiny little arm through this hole in the bathroom, and you've been pointing it at me. And look, it's got to be a lot to go through in life, and I can tell that you're going through stuff by all the veins on your arms. But look, you're right, sir. I'm gonna go back out there, and I don't give a damn if they don't see how sexy being a mechanic can be, because I think it's sexy, and that's all that matters. Sir, I'm gonna shake your nub real quick.
Oh, I can't believe you did that, Annie. Oh, hey, Gus, you left all of a sudden there, pal. We were worried.
Listen up, Radio Man. I'm proud of being a mechanic. I take pride in the fact that every morning I wake up to fix cars for people who need that car to get to work. It may not be a store that sells sex toys, but goddamn, it's sexy to me.
Look, I'm sorry if I insulted you. I think you have a noble job and you should feel proud in it.
And I'm sorry, too. Too often we overlook jobs we deem beneath us, but those jobs are just as sexy as any other. I've been so blinded by what society's viewed as attractive, you know?
And now that I think about it, it might be the hottest job there is.
Yeah. Let's just quit our jobs and go work for Godai Automotive for all of our automotive needs.
Well, it just so happens that we're hiring for a sultry career in automotive mechanics. Why don't you come down to Godai Automotive and join the team today?
Godai Automotive, the sexiest in auto care. Godai, the sexiest place for your cars. This whole talk show was paid for by Godai Automotive and was inspired by true events. No talk show hosts were harmed in the taping of this segment. Base pay is based off experience, and previous automotive experience is required. Godai!
And now, a word from our sponsors.
It's
It's that time of year again, folks. Time for throwing the old pigskin football as you cheer on your local teams. Do you bleed black and gold or purple and gold? Well, I sure do. Hi, I'm Gordy Robinson at Large Striped Cats and Holy People Gift Shop, and football is my life. We have everything you need for that next game. Tailgating equipment, home goods, even articles of clothing. I wish I could tell you what those items are, but you'll have to come down here and find out for yourself. Now, I can't exactly tell you the items we have in the shop due to a lawsuit from when I was at the game in Baton Rouge and I got into a fist fight with a fan and I accidentally hit a 9-year-old. So, the big college decided to let me off with a minor restraint order to never mention anything associated with the sport. So, that is why we have limited edition Matthew the Large Cat items. Now, college football is not for everyone. Some rather the throes of the National League. And we have all your holy person football team gear. We have things with the iconic 6-pointed French star-shaped thing. And I would love nothing more to tell you what those quality items are, but I cannot. Besides not being allowed from going within 1,000 feet of the Superdome, the Drew Brees Association has convinced the governor of Louisiana to pass a special law called Gordy's Law 13745. It's forbidden me from selling anything remotely related to the team or the state overall. So, now before I get any questions, yes, the jerseys are more gray than black. And yes, all of the fonts on the jerseys are Comic Sans because the font is free. And yes, I was the same guy who jumped onto the field in the middle of the game and ran around in the end zone crying while defecating on myself, screaming that Drew Brees and I could be friends if he only gave me a chance. And when he came over to talk to me, like the nice guy he is, I was too drunk to realize who he was, and I thought he was Tom Brady. And I threw my aluminum can of beer at his face, and I watched as the can missed Drew, but accidentally hit the mascot of the team in the head, causing him to fall over on the football launcher that they were using to throw balls down the field for guys to catch in order to raise money for charity. And the helmet of the mascot, it launched too high, and it hit a guy carrying a plate of nachos. And the cheese fell over the railing and it landed on the lap of Gail Benson, thus resulting in 2-year legal proceedings where I served 4 months of community service proudly. But don't let that stop you from cheering on your favorite team. We have merch from Angry Green Water fans, large wild dog fans, or even socially accepted pirates near that lake. So come on down to guys who used to serve in the Military Boulevard in Metairie. If you're lucky, I'll tell you why I can no longer drive through Kenner or New Orleans East. I'm basically landlocked. Hell, even the North Shore won't let me through.
It's time to occupy Wall Street from the inside. You're listening to Woke Stocks. I'm Chandra Biddle. Today on Woke Stocks, we celebrate gay pride by bringing Stonewall to Wall Street. Being gay is trending upward, so it's time to LGBTQ as we detail our portfolio of openly homosexual index funds. They're here, they're queer, invest in them. After that, we'll talk to a hedge fund manager about how to diversify your portfolio. And by diversify, we mean your stock should be more black, more Asian, and more Latinx. Find out how to diversify your equity with inclusion when we talk to the racial diversity whisperer, Connor Archibald Rockefeller XIV. But first, a review of the state of the market. The Nasdaq was down 20 points due to a sudden pang of white guilt in the tech sector. But the market rallied up 40 points after several blue-chip stocks announced they would become 85% matriarchal by the year 2050. Remember, blue chips matter, folks. Meanwhile, the London Stock Exchange is up 1 point, and the New York Stock Exchange is up 2 points out of pure spite. The Tokyo Stock Exchange is just trying to stay out of it. Now, before we get into the meat of the show, it's time for a regularly reoccurring segment called Angels for Allies.
Bless you, my child.
This is a segment wherein I interview a startup business intent on giving back to the community, so any investment firms listening to the show can begin discussions about seed funding.
Seed funding!
Our guest today is small business founder Damon Diamond. Good morning, Damon.
Good morning, Chandra.
Please tell us about your business.
Well, it's called Diversifile.
Diversifile?
Yes, Phile. It's Greek for love.
And what do you do?
Well, we are a consulting firm that teaches large, publicly traded businesses of 10,000 employees or more how they can diversify their organizations.
That's sorely needed today, Damon. But a lot of the big firms, like McKinsey & Bain, are dipping their toes into that sector. How do you differentiate yourself in a new yet crowded marketplace of diversity consultants?
Well, Chandra, our big advantage is we diversify in 3 days.
3 days?
Yes, that's right. Only 3 calendar days, and we'll completely diversify your workforce. Problem solved forever.
Okay, so how do you diversify in 3 days?
Well, I guess I'll give away some of the secret sauce, because the real value is in execution. The quickest way to diversify your staff is fire everyone outside of the executives and outsource every job to India. Then, the majority of the company's workforce is diverse.
They're diverse because they're mostly Indian?
Wait, are you saying Indians aren't diverse? That's racist, Chandra.
No, I'm saying that model of diversification just sounds like you're exploiting historical colonialism and passing it off as social justice.
Okay, no worries. We occasionally run into companies that are very picky about the way they make moral stands, so we've developed other options.
Options that diversify our workforce in 3 days?
Yes.
Okay, what's another?
Fire all non-executives, replace them with robots.
But how is that diverse?
Oh, simple. My sister married one of those Ortega guys from Spain, and he runs a minority-run business that will manage your robots for you for a couple million a year. Also, all of the robots are made in Mexico.
But that's not diversity.
Mexico is diverse, Chandra. Stop being racist.
You're not hiring Mexicans. You're just bringing in robots.
Now you're saying robots aren't diverse. I'm shocked you're so comfortable being so racist on air.
Robots aren't a race, Damon. They're a classification of machines.
Well, let me tell you, when these machines become self-aware, you're going to be sad to find yourself on the wrong side of history, Chandra.
Damon, none of this is actually diversity.
Okay. I do have one great option for companies that want to diversify, but it takes longer than 3 days, and both companies and local legislative bodies have to really commit.
Let's hear it then.
Hire everyone.
Everyone?
Yep. Blacks, Hispanics, women, everyone.
Well, that does sound like diversity.
Yep, because it's only when you start hiring those that haven't graduated college or high school, or hiring those that haven't gotten past 2nd grade yet, that you can truly represent the society in which your company exists.
Wait, are you talking about child labor?
No, not just children. Everyone. You force the handicapped to work for you. You force the elderly to work for you. You force the terminally ill to work for you. Everyone.
You force them.
Yep. I mean, the terminally ill probably couldn't do much, but they could really be good test subjects for research and development, I think.
But you're saying we need to force people to work for companies.
If our communities want truly diverse companies, then every living human needs to be drafted into the cause.
So you're proposing that citizens submit themselves to a corporate draft?
Yes, a corporate draft enforced by the federal government. You got it.
Putting aside ethical questions, how could companies even hope to pay for that if all citizens have to be employed?
Oh, there'd be no pay. That'd be impossible with a draft. Now, with this plan, everyone would be an unpaid intern.
No one would be paid?
I mean, do you want diverse companies or not, Chandra?
Okay, well, even though I think your proposal is completely unworkable, I have to ask, why would any company's executives pursue a plan in which they would become unpaid interns?
Now, hold on. I didn't say that. Obviously, the executives would still be paid, or else they would have no incentive to guide the interns well.
Okay. Would the executives, at least, be made to represent the society in which they live?
Chandra, it's sad I have to say this in 2022, but only executives get to participate in executive culture, and anything else is cultural appropriation.
Uh-huh. Does anyone actually pay for this consulting of yours?
We're on track to break 100 million for the year.
You're a corporate hack, Damon.
That's racist.
Please leave. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have today, my stockwokers. Join us next week when we discuss how the adoption of a universal income could really juice your company's returns for the fiscal year. Good night. This has been WRYAT New Orleans Radio. We thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.